Hey, everybody. Usually, this is the point of the show where I say, good evening, true believers, and sound all jubilant. But unfortunately, me and probably the rest of the guys on the panel, a lot of guys guys and gals in the community right now, don't really feel like being all like excited about talking about what's coming out on Wednesday for New Comic Book Day. Nobody doesn't know. We got the news this morning. I was actually on Bleeker's Church this morning, and Papa Willie's Matthew Calley's his name. His brother Brian Calley came on the show, and he gave us the unfortunate news that he Papa Willie passed away last night. And I just want to do it. You know, I'm going to do the regular show. We're just going to kind of share a few memories of him, and it may not be on that long, and do a little tribute to him, and then we'll get out. But I just felt like, I don't know. This is my way of coping with things like this, is to be around people that I love and like to talk to, like these fine gentlemen on the panel with me right now. And before we go around and share some memories, Tony, if you'd like to read something real quick, and then we're going to do a 10-bell ring bell salute to him because he's a big wrestling fan. And
Lord, Tony, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do this for you and Papa.
Thanks, Tony.
Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Amen.
Yep.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks,
I will get to everybody's comments in a minute, and but for now, first off, I'm going to do this because Papa would have wanted me to. And then I'm going to play the 10-bell salute as they do on a wrestling when we lose a wrestler. Rest in peace, Papa. Love you, man. Tate posted this picture earlier with him with Tiny Lister. And then, but anyway, he's going to be missed, you know. And let's see if there's anybody in the chat that wants to talk about it. Steve, you commented earlier. There's Jean Malone from Canada. And the thing is, Papa knew people from Canada, Australia, Great Britain, all over the world. So hi, Papa, we're going to miss you. Collio's like, Papa, I'll miss you so much. You're caring, funny, honest, and such a good friend. And Chambalot says, I'm sure he's flipping his offer. Yeah. Von Hoot.
Sure is. PDH.
Strange dog. Hey, buddy. All right. Well, one funny other thing I remember was, last week I got to watch the Royal Rumble with him. I know he wasn't feeling good, but I didn't know it was, this was going to happen, obviously. But the way I like to feel about it, he's in a better place, and he's probably up there walking around right now, maybe hanging out with Roddy Piper and Andre the Giant. But I'll tell you a funny story. I don't know if it'll cheer y'all up or not. But like, we did the New Year's Eve stream, and he always gave Boggs a hard time. But he liked Boggs though. But he did that to everybody though. And he said, "I'll give you $10 super chat if you make Boggs sit backstage for 10 minutes."
I remember that. That was freaking hilarious. I was howling my ass off
And
at
that's
that
just
one,
like
going, "Yeah, I'll put him in timeout."
Do stuff like that, and but I didn't really. I was debating whether even doing anything, but I just want to do this to be here to put something out there in the ether, But he's going to be forever online, like Steve was saying this earlier, weren't you, Steve? Like,
Yep.
he'll be immortalized.
Immortalized on the YouTubes now. If you want to see Poppa, you go to Chris's comment. He was on almost everybody's channel at some point in time. I mean, freaking, even despite his pain, suffering, and his disabilities and stuff, which none of us saw, we just saw a kid that loved wrestling, was into the pops, loved the comic books, and he fucked around with the rest of us online all the time. So that's all I saw. And he didn't let that shit slow him down. And that should be a lesson to everybody, live freaking life. Don't wait for retirement. Don't wait for anything. Do it every day. Because you don't know how long you got, right?
Yeah. Well, sorry, I really can't share anything today. Well, nobody. We're just honoring one of our friends that passed away. But there's other shows we're going to be doing. Like I do that all the time.
Yep.
So tonight we're not doing that because our friend Papa Willie passed away. And
I want to salute our fallen brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here, though. All right, well, Tony, you got anything you want to say?
Man, I don't remember when I first met Papa on the live shows and stuff. I do remember I loved watching him pop up on Chris's show, Show Us What You Got. Because y'all always, it just seemed like when Papa popped up, everything just brightened. No, even if I was having a bad day and I was even on the live stream, Papa made everything better. And I love the fact when he showed off, he got new stuff, whether it was comics or pops. He just really loved it. And I remember when I showed off my WWE championship for the first time and he was showing his off and he's like, "Yeah, we're brothers." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's awesome." And like DV8 said, man, I'm part of that chat and I loved watching them two. He'd mess with DV8 about how DV8 is wrong about the wrestling and everything. And then on the other shows where he liked to rip on Vogs or Izzy, but he loved those guys. He loved all of us. And I watched a little bit of that stream last night and I was like, I was trying to be foolishly naive, even though I knew I felt I knew what was going to happen. But I just wanted to hold on to that naivete just a little bit longer because we wanted him around and I prayed hard, and I'm going to miss him. I really am. I'm going to miss him. But he popped up on a few of my shows too. And I just loved seeing him around, man. He let it define. He rose above it, and it's just not going to be.
Yep.
Oh,
Go ahead, Bo. I got to handle something in the chat, looks like.
there's some noise in the background. I don't know what that is. So it was just
It's my mom, and then I'm sorry.
One of the last conversations we had,
Cliff.
In this community, you don't know who's your actual friends and who's just people that you talk to, your acquaintances that you. Paul was the one that called me his friend, which seems so innocent, but to me it meant the world. And we were talking about the new version of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, the movie.
Yeah.
And I wrote, "Oh, Rebecca De Mornay was hot," and he wrote, "Oh my God, we're no longer friends." and I wrote to him, "We were friends?" Question mark. And he writes, LOL, yes, we are. And I just sent him a package, and I've gone, fuck me, I'm going to have to take that turd out of the box before I send it then. And he writes, LOL, gross. Okay, right. Then the next day I sent him the tracking. And I've said I've wrapped it in bubble wrap. I've also added some booby books in there. And then he goes, I don't want you to feel bad, but just make sure that you've wrapped the pop properly. I've gone, no, it's all good. I'm glad that this is going to you. I'd rather this stuff goes to you, blah, blah, blah. And he writes, I'm really happy that you're my friend, sucker. And, you know, on my Aussie verse, I try to do content that in my close circle nobody actually cares about. You know, my friends aren't into wrestling and all that. And, you know, everybody's busy. Everybody has a life. And I never took it personally that people wouldn't come on the show. But Poppa was there every month. He was there on my show. And he was the only one that made it a lot of the times. I'm going to miss that motherfucker, man.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, me too. Me too, bro. Cliff, would you like to say anything?
Well, if you guys need a little cheering up, I was rereading some of my messages with Poppa, and one of my favorites is he read me for filth on the Back to the Future trilogy. How dare I suggest that there should be a reboot sequel trilogy? It's perfect alone. Why do you gotta be such a piece of shit, Cliff? and I just felt like that just fucking summarized it so good.
Yeah, that's about right.
We also did a little. I was doing errands, so I couldn't start. I didn't start the council, but they did a little tribute to Poppa, and he had joined us for several movie reviews, and then I don't know, the year shifted. We started doing this trilogy thing, and I wish I had him back for more, And so like, and that was at one of my last direct conversations with him. But he did send me. And I've been looking for it all day, and it's been driving me crazy. But he did send me a Kool-Aid Man pop, which I appreciate, and I also feel like it was a dig at Comic Journey, And and of course, because of all the stuff going on with the renovation down here, it used to be right freaking here, and I've been looking for it all day. So it's really, and of course, it's just been like driving me crazy. So. It's so hard. I would oh my god. So I had to give Rod the news this morning, and that was pretty rough. But then we just started talking about all of our grief and all of our losses, and then I don't even remember. And then I don't know what he turned to. Oh, we were talking about the importance of community, right? And then we were just talking bullshit, and then I wrapped it up with something that I thought was appropriate, which made him laugh before I left him with his wife. I can remember the punchline, but I can't remember how I got to the punchline. I'm all fucked up, folks. I'm all fucked up. This is really, it's just been, obviously for everybody, it's just been incredibly difficult. I feel like, we can say what we want to say about each other, but we all know the relationship with Poppa was special for everybody.
Yeah, and like I said, I know you guys know him longer, but like he was really welcoming to me. Like he would call and check on me, like, hey, what's going on with this, or And like he was always kind of could be like a curmudgeon, right, Cliff?
Yep.
Like he messaged me about the Royal Rumble last weekend, and then I had my phone open. You know how people forget and your phone's not locked, and I actually dialed him and called him, and I hung it up real quick. And I said, "Sorry, I butt dialed you," and he said, "Duh."
They gave you shit.
Yeah, and but I just like being around him, man. Like he just like, and like he didn't want nobody to see his disability, and I didn't see his disability. Maybe at first I didn't know him, but I got muscular dystrophy, and I don't want nobody to see my disability. You know what I mean? So like, and by the time I got to know him more, though, I didn't even see that disability. You know what I mean? He's just another one of the people on the panel that we talked to. I mean, I wasn't as close with him, but I just love the guy, dude. I just liked when he come in and flip everybody off. You know, as this little trademark. And Bossy Chris said something about him the other day or this morning, like when I was on church, that like people thought, well, oh, maybe he got these autographs because he's like the Make a Wish Foundation, but no, they would go to these places and he would wait for these wrestlers to come by. He was such a huge wrestler. Yeah. And I did not know that, I was like, wow. So he was really, and I don't know, man. I'm gonna miss him.
I love the story his brother told about how they were watching wrestling that one time. It was a big event, and the main fight was starting, and he wheeled himself right in front of the television for like 5 minutes, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then he just starts laughing in the chair immediately.
And you know what? He was also a big supporter of comics curing cancer.
Yeah. Oh my God, and all of his woodwork too.
Oh my God, dude, that's.
And I don't mean that with a double entendre this time, folks.
Every year I tried to get one of those. Mad Spidey always picked them up, and I'm eternally grateful to Mad Spidey for introducing me to so many people, including him.
And I talked to Simon earlier. He, obviously he's at work, so he. But everybody just send him a message too, because he knew him really well.
Well, I bought his shirt this morning, just so I've got something.
Jeff, I know you didn't know him that well, but if you want to say anything, you're welcome to.
Yeah, mine's obviously stuff like when something like this happens, it lets the air out of a room, and that's that's as it should. But mine's a little more upbeat. I'm newer to this community, and I wasn't close friends with Poppa, but I knew him. I saw him on umpteen streams, and his personality reminded me of how I grew up with older cousins, and then I went into a career field that was kind of rough and tumble, and so him rolling up with his middle fingers blazing and just dropping bombs on people, I was like, okay, yeah, this is my kind of guy, right?
Yeah,
that's my energy. I like it. And like have you alluded to, it was obvious that he health problem I first saw, and my reaction was, oh wow, that must be tough. But that disappeared like so quick. Like I forgot that was part of Poppa. After a while, it really wasn't, But I loved his spirit, and he was my first ALK. Because when I first got here, I didn't even know what that was. What? Why would you give people you don't really know anything for free? That's crazy. You know what I mean? And then we were talking one time on stream, and I don't know, doing some stuff, and I had a couple copies of Farlane's Spider-Man number 13, and he's like, "Oh, I don't have one of those," and I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna do this." So I just sent it to him, and surprise, surprise, it's good for the soul. You know what I mean? Like Mark talked about in his video earlier this year, and so those are the things I remember about Poppa. And the last night and last several days. It wasn't good news, but there was updates, and his brother, like when my defense mechanism, when I see something that could possibly be painful on the horizon, I start building concrete around my heart so it can't hurt me. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. I was thinking, in case the worst happens, it won't hurt me because I've got my concrete built up. And last night, listening to his brother, yeah, it didn't work. So, but that's my memories of Poppa is somebody that obviously had physical health problems, but had a lot more energy than a lot of people that I know that don't have quote unquote physical problems or any other problems that I'm aware of. You know what I mean? So here's how I choose to remember Poppa is the two middle fingers blazing and just laying in the weeds in the chat and dropping bombs. That's who I remember.
Yeah. 0 fucks given.
Yep.
Oh, and it used to be like every now and then, because he knows, I'm a big G.I. Joe guy. And he'd be like, I'm just going to mute myself, by the way, because apparently there's a lot of, they're just making a lot of noise in there, so I apologize. But he'd be like, hey, Matt, G.I. Joe sucks.
Oh, fucker.
Talking about whatever he knew your soft spot was, that's what he struck it.
Yep.
Like sometimes I'm convinced, like when he would tell everybody that, like maybe talk about some movie they like, and be like, never seen it. I think he probably, I have a feeling he saw it. He just wanted to.
Yeah, he just messing with us is what he was doing.
He used to love showing me his WWE Money in the Bank briefcase because he knew how jealous I got every time he'd pull it out. And I used to fucking hate him for it, man. I used to fucking hate him for it. I'd be like, you bastard, you know? But fuck, man, that I don't know how to finish that thought. Sorry.
Yep, I got it.
I'm mad that I'm disappointed we never got him that Catwoman cover. You know, what is it? Is it the Dodson where she's got the drippy makeup and she's holding it's her photo for being oh my God, when you're booked by the police.
Yeah, you're booking video.
Mugshot.
Yeah,
she's doing her lipstick.
Yeah, but I can't remember. It was the original one is Dodson, right? But he wanted so much, and he would nonstop. Every time somebody had one, he was like, "Give that to me," and and I have it on my fucking eBay alerts, And my giveaway this month is inspired by Poppa. My Black Cat Catwoman giveaway.
Yeah, I wish we could have gotten that. I did. That's a funny thing. That well, not funny, but during Comics Curing Cancer, I was bidding on these two NYCC exclusive prison covers that were signed on DJ Lynx's sales stream, charity stream, and I won them. And then Poppa messaged me, "Hey, how much you want for that Catwoman?" I was like, "It's yours." I just gave it to him. It was, one of them was like a Catwoman, one of them was Wonder Woman. I said, I know you love Catwoman, so I gave it to him, and I'm happy I was able to do that. I didn't, and it wasn't like, that's what's beautiful about this community, though. I didn't want nothing in return. It wasn't like, oh no, will you trade me for this? I just gave it to him, and
That's really awesome.
And like I'm glad I did. I'm not trying to like, hey, look at me, I gave somebody something, but I don't know. It's just another memory I had, and I just I'm gonna miss watching wrestling with him. Yeah, I know that because he was like kind enough to, like, he knew I didn't really want to pay like the $25 or whatever dollars it costs for the ESPN thing now, right?
Yeah.
And he's always, so if there was like a big pay-per-view like the Royal Rumble was, he'd be like, hey, you want to watch it with us? And I'm gonna miss that, because I know I'm kind of like Bo. A lot of people that I run with, they don't really like wrestling that much, So he was the one guy I could talk to about wrestling, and yeah. Hey, Christina. I'm glad to see you, Christina. I hope you're doing all right under the circumstances. I know you knew Matthew really well. He would joke with me too, like the real Matthew's here. He'd be in this chat, and I was like, all right, just call me Matt or Heroes, because you were here first, brother. Your name's Matthew, and my mom, I don't know, and his mom. I mean, we'd always see. I didn't talk to her, but you would always see her like taking care of him.
Yep. She
And
was
my
always in
heart
the
goes
background.
out to Nora today, and Brian and the rest of the family. And I don't know how much longer I can hold together on this stream, but if you guys got anything to say, we might. I don't know. We're just hang out and talk about it as long as you want, but I'm trying not to dwell on like the loss and just be like he's in a better place. I keep having to think that, because I remember when my stepdad died, he was in a lot of pain, and I mean, there was kind of a piece to it a little bit too. Like me and Steve were talking about with our dads.
I think we could do something positive. It's something that when I worked as a cop, if we lost somebody, whether it be for whatever the reason, we would all when we talked about it amongst ourselves. I'm not talking about like at a service or something, but just in the back parking lot. The one thing everyone would ask, that question that would be asked by everyone is, what is one thing that you learned from this person? What is something that you got out of life from this person? You know what I mean? That's a major groundbreaking life lesson. Just anything that you learn from this person. Crazy to you guys, but it helped us out a lot. And from my memory,
I'll tell you that one thing I learned: don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah.
Now that you've said that, it's made me realize that I always loved Superman because he made me feel that no matter what shit you're going through in your life, if Spider-Man, Peter Parker, can rise above it all, then your problems, you can rise above it all. And I don't know how this is going to come out, but I'm not going to lie. And, sometimes I'd think about Poppa and I'd say to myself, if he can be so positive and go through what he goes through on a daily basis,
yep,
then what the fuck am I complaining about?
Amen.
We got zero excuses. Yep, 100%. He had no illusions at the end of his coming.
I'm going to go with something that someone once told me many times ago. And although you can use other people's troubles to give yourself perspective, our pain is like gas, whether it's a little bit or a lot, it expands and fills the room.
Yep.
So you can use something to help ground you. You also have to do all the things. I don't know. Papa still found a way to enjoy every freaking day, laugh, play video games online, do the woodworking until he couldn't do it anymore.
Yep. That's the ultimate lesson.
And he made us all laugh. Fucker made us laugh.
Yeah, I guess, like I said, just you never judge a book by its cover, y'all. You know what I mean? And he's a very nice person, kind person, and he was always checking on other people, and he'd give me advice on stuff, because he'd been streaming way longer than I had, and I just enjoyed. Sometimes I just it's kind of odd, every now and then you see him on here playing video games, and I would just stop in and be like, hey, buddy,
And I used to see how many views that he was getting when playing his game, and they were always so low that I used to watch while he was playing and comment, and I wouldn't even understand the game or anything. I just want to be there just so he had someone, because he did the same for me with the wrestling.
Absolutely. And I don't even, I know crap about Fortnite, but I would sometimes just watch it. It'd be kind of interesting though, because he'd be one time he was playing with Marty McFly on the Fortnite, you know. And but he was really good at that game too. Let's not, he was no slouch these games. The kid could play. And okay, Dana, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I just feel like doing it. You know, like I don't know. It's kind of really hit the community hard, and like he was kind of like one of those pillars of the community. Really, I mean, honestly, it's a crazy way of saying it, I guess, but he was the guy that's always there. Like when I go on Mad Spotty's Outback, you know, I knew he's coming. I knew when Simon's going to play that intro with the from
Future Commandos.
yeah, Creature Commandos. You know, it's just not going to be the same for a while. It's just going to be I'm sorry, this is going to be a tough one to get over. I lost a good friend last year, or earlier this year. No, it was last year. It's the months have been running together. I apologize. His name was Kirby. Kirby the Duck Bolt. Used to be called Under the Cow of MS, and I know a lot of you guys probably didn't know that well, but that one hurt too. But this one hurts. I mean, too. I don't know what to say. And then this is like the second time I've been in this. You know, I've lost somebody I knew. I know that Jen from Cox Will Break Your Heart. I didn't really know her that well. It was still heartbreaking, you know. There we go. Okay, I didn't know what was happening.
My cousin
So
died
I'm
last
thinking-
week, and I wasn't.
Yeah, I'm thinking of you two right now, Kirby and Papa. But there's another example of somebody that didn't let a disability get him down.
Yeah.
So, and they're inspiration to me. You know, like I can always do better. Like I have muscular dystrophy, but I've always I'm not a charity case. You know what I mean? No, I'm not here to be pitied, and nobody here pities me. And the same thing with same love you guys give me is the same love you gave Papa Willie. I just want you to know I really appreciate y'all, and I don't want to go another day without saying that I really care about you guys. You know what I mean? Because you never know. Life is finite. It's not infinite. We're only here for a short time, and if we all live life like he did, then we're doing something pretty damn good, in my opinion.
That's 100% right there. See, and you're a G.I. Joe fan, so what could be possibly wrong with you? You're fine.
And I feel like I'm going to have to, I don't know. And I'll tell you what, he was a hell of a collector, y'all. He had good taste, and like he got some pretty cool shit. Like he got that Captain EO, was it like last week?
Mm-hmm. He had some good books too.
And I've never seen that before in my life, you know. And it's gonna be weird doing streams about him. It won't let you do it. Well, you know what, Callie? We'll just do it. We'll do it. Look, I got several of them here. We got this one.
Yeah.
And I think he would appreciate. Papa would appreciate this one more, though.
Yeah, you like that one right there.
Hell yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta go back to work.
All right, Bo.
Take care, Bo.
I love you, Bo.
Wrap it up anyway. I love you, Bo. Take care.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
See you, Papa.
Well, I think we all know here, though. I mean, you guys know him better than I do. But the energy I got from him would be, I think he's up there smiling that we're sharing this time together.
Yeah.
But he wants us to keep on balling out. That's what he wants.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You know what he wants? I would think that. I mean, I don't know if maybe some of this, I don't know, but I think that. And again, this little thing about what you learn. Mine is almost the same almost every time now when I lose someone. It reminds me that wealth is not measured in dollars or tangible objects. It's measured in time, and it's measured in authentic relationships that you have with people.
Experiences. Yeah.
Don't forget that, because I myself get caught up chasing after whatever,
We all
and
do.
that ain't the thing. That ain't the thing. So
It's our burden
Absolutely.
to carry on the memories.
Does anybody got any final parting thoughts before we? I think we're gonna. I don't know. If you guys want to hang on a little bit longer, we will. I don't know. It's one of the things. When something like this happens, you're like, you don't know what to do. I don't know whether to like wind my ass or scratch my watch, as Dolly Parton would say. So,
Well, talking
do whatever
to Sharon
feels right. There's no rules to it.
he called us
Right.
a bunch of wussies and said, "Stop your crying."
Yeah.
Yeah, he
You
would.
guys
And then
I
done
gotta
being
tell you,
bitches now.
if any of y'all want to join my stream tonight at 9, I'm doing it. But when I was talking to Rod this morning, I said, I was thinking that maybe I won't do it. And I was like, but I feel like Papa will be like, why the fuck are you canceling for? And Rod's like, no, it's exactly what he would say. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Was
Biggie, you were
does
a
it-
good friend to him, Biggie Shack. You were.
Biggie, you're a great friend to Papa. I
You're
know.
an awesome friend to it, brother.
Yeah.
Does anybody here know if was Papa a NASCAR fan or no?
Not that I know. I know he's.
I don't know.
He loved the Cubs and Chicago Bears. I know that a lot.
Oh, okay.
feel
Daytona
like
500
there's a
coming up.
car thing there.
A what?
I feel like there is a car thing. I'm not sure.
Okay. I was just going to relate it to anybody who knows anything about NASCAR, or maybe even knows this much like me about it, remembers who Dale Earnhardt was. So
Oh,
when
yeah,
Dale Earnhardt,
Well,
So when
I was
Dale
thinking I know who that is.
yeah, exactly. So when Dale Earnhardt passed on at the Daytona 500,
Yeah.
the next race was up north, I think, and I can't remember the name of it. But if a fan is on the panel, they would know. Well, all the racers got together and they're like, well, shit, do we all sit this one out in tribute to Dale? And they all just collectively agreed, hell no. Dale would be
Racing.
pissed. He'd be pissed. We're racing. So I say to Papa, we're racing, you know?
Well, you remind me of that movie. Remember that movie, Remember the Titans? When they're that one player gets paralyzed and the coach is like, son, we don't want to talk about the next game. We're here for reflection and just talk about what he said, no, coach. I ain't dead yet. So let's talk about, beating the next team. And I can imagine Papa be like, you guys are just being a bunch of wusses, just like Callie said, just, because, he would like to have been on the, I don't know, but like I said, I know Biggie Shack and a lot of you guys knew him better than I did, and Christina, but in the short time, I just really liked him, and I'm gonna miss him. I felt like I couldn't come on here and talk about, hey, here's the trendy 20 comics of the week right now, because it just didn't feel like no point in it today. I was going to do it, but then I was like, I don't know, but he would probably tell me to quit being such a pussy. But I just felt like it was more important to talk about like this guy that was like everybody loved. I don't know anybody really had anything negative to say about it. At least they didn't say it to me. If they did, and if they did, I would have probably smacked them through the computer if I could. But I'm gonna miss him. And if you guys got anything to say before we wrap it up, we'll talk backstage because I don't know if I can handle much more. But
You can wrap it up. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool, brother.
all right, guys. We're gonna go out like this. Of course, I have to end it first. So I can hold it one hand. So, and we don't do this out of hate for you guys. We're doing this out of love.
Yep.
So, love you,
For our
Papa.
fallen brother.
Buddy.